Today I'm going to be assembling the shirt card project. I have all my pieces here. These two sets are for sentiments inside the card. I have a tie, a pocket and 4 buttons. Now you don't have to use those if you don't want to. And then this piece here is the shirt or the rectangle that's going to be folded into the shape of the shirt. And you will see that on the back I have drawn all those lines with the pen in the Cricut, and I've also scored those. Now if you don't want the lines to be drawn, just hide those in the layers panel. Because I've grouped all of those separately. So just go to the layers panel and hide that layer, and then you won't have to worry about those drawing lines. But I have put them there just to make it a little bit easier to see where you need to fold. So I'm going to start the folding process now. So let's just move this out of the way. And I'm just going to basically fold along all of those lines. And I'm not worrying about whether they're mountain or valley at the moment. I'm just going to fold them all the same way. Okay, now the vertical and diagonal lines are very easy to fold, obviously. The tricky ones are the diagonals, and you'll notice down here that these don't make an exact cross, and that's how it should be. So don't think that that's been drawn or scored incorrectly. That is how it should be. You'll have a gap here and a gap here, and then the same on this side. So now I'll go ahead and I will fold those. And I don't need to make them terribly deep fold at this stage. It's just really to give you a guide of where things are going to be folded. I'll do that one and that one. So that's those. And then again, I'm going to do the same up here. For this one, I'm actually going to just fold that back, because when I fold these, it will fold these ones in the correct direction. So I'm going to just fold that. And again, I'm not worrying whether this was meant to be a mountain or a valley. I'm just going to fold them all as mountains for now, and if they happen to be a valley, that's easily fixed when I go to finish assembling it. So when you go to make this or cut this project, if you do want the score lines and the pen lines to show up better, make sure you put your paper face down on the cutting mat so that it will do all of that on the back side. Also check your pattern, because if you have a directional pattern, you'll find that when this gets folded, some of your pattern may be upside down. So look for a pattern that has no absolute direction. Okay, so now that I've done that, I'm going to then go ahead and properly fold this. Right, so I'm going to start down here in the bottom corners, and this fold here is actually a valley fold. So I can now then go and fold that up. And then I'm going to fold this in, and that one in. And these then should meet in the middle. Now you can go and give those a good crease if you want to. Right, and then next I'm going to take this one, this fold that's in the middle, and I'm going to make that a valley fold. So we'll do that. So now we've got that kind of thing happening. And then these two are going to remain as mountain folds. So what we're going to do is we're going to push that in and then pull this back and you're going to end up with this. Okay, so it should happen quite naturally if you've got your folds in. So as you push this in, you're then going to push down, and this whole piece will just flatten out like that. So now you've got that shape there. So next, while we've got that, we're going to take this score line that's gone all right across the top, and we're going to fold that one back. And now we need to deal with these diagonal score lines that are here. And I'm just going to kind of work that a little bit, and we're going to fold that in, and it should come down quite easily, and we're going to fold that in, and this tip should go to the middle of this piece here. And then we'll do the same on this side. My fold's already there, so it's quite easy to do this, and we're going to see that. So now I'm going to get my bone folder, and I can go in and give that a good crease. And then we're going to take all of this, and we've got this score line that's across almost the middle there. So I'll just work that one a little bit, and then I'm going to take this up, and we'll end up with this shape. And if it's a little bit warped down here, just get your bone folder and work that crease in. And then you're going to tuck this piece into what's now the collar of the shirt. So again, if it's a little bit buckled, which you can see that it is, I'm just going to hold that down, and I'll just push that score line down a little bit and get that fold nice and neat, and now it's sitting nice and flat. Okay, so there is your shirt, ready to put the extra pieces on. So if you want to, you can put the buttons on and the pocket and the tie if you want to. So we'll go ahead and do that. So first of all, I'm going to put the buttons. Now you don't have to use all of them if you don't want to, and you could also go and make them smaller if you want to, or you could use gems, whatever you want to put on there that would look like buttons, and then work out whether you want the two holes in the buttons to go horizontally or vertically, and they'll just sit on there. And if you don't want to use all four, you can go just with three, and then you can put this one up wherever you like it, whether you want it down off the collar or straight under the collar. So that's where they will go. So I'll just get a little bit of glue, and I'm going to add those. Now you could pop these up on little pop dots if you wanted to, and you could also cut multiples of these and make them a little bit more dimensional. But just for this assembly video, I'm just going to go with them as they are. Okay, so I'll let that glue set. And while that is setting, I'm going to assemble these. Now you might want to have used the writing feature in Design Space and written a little sentiment on this piece here. I haven't done that, but you can also use stamps if you want to do that. So I'm going to open this so that you can see that this piece is a little bit wider than it is tall, or taller rather than it is wide. So you need to make sure you put this piece into the card in the right direction. So I'll just undo that, and you can see that this piece is going to go here. So it's going to the widest piece, or the wider side goes at the top. So that's going to go there, and then this piece here is going to fit in that little gap there. So I'm just going to go ahead and glue these together. Okay, so now I can put those inside my card. I'm going to pull that out there and get this here, and I'm just going to roll that on there just so that I get some really good adhesion, as I've got a few different layers because of the folding, so I just want to make sure that that's stuck down really well. Okay, so you can see that I've made a little bit of a mess there because of my fingerprints. So what I'll probably do is cut that out again and apply a new piece on top of that. So now I'm going to close this back up again so that I can add my tie and my pocket. So you can see that it's put these dashed lines that I created on this side of the pocket. So you can either do that and have that showing like that, or you can use the other side of the paper. Now it kind of blends in a little bit, so what you can do there is you could get an ink pad and just ink around the outside of that so that it just shows up a little bit more, and that's what I'm going to do now. So it might not be exactly the right colour, but I'm just going to go with this Worn Lipstick Distress Oxide ink pad and just put a little bit around the outside. I don't want too much. I just want it to stand out a little bit. Okay, so finally, if you want to use the tie, you just pop that in there and glue that down. So if you're using the tie, obviously it's going to hide those buttons pretty much, so it's really up to you whether you want to use that or not. But I'll pop that on there anyway. And there we go. So it's quite an effective little card, and when you open it up you're going to get that. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to recut these two pieces here so that I can tidy that up and do that without glue all over my hands, and then yeah, I'll be finished. So hopefully you enjoyed that. You will find that Design Space project on my Cricut Design Space profile, and you will find me at the Cricut Explore Maker and More Facebook group. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.